Abbi J from AJ Life Hacks, and failure. Yes, big, ugly word, but we are talking about it today on AJ Life Hacks, and more specifically, what are we supposed to do when we fail? We're all told that we're supposed to get up and we're supposed to try again, but I have 4 tips for you that if you don't do this between that getting up and trying again, then you're just gonna fail again because nothing changed. And truly, we're supposed to keep trying and trying and trying until we succeed, but we have to be strategic about trying, or we're just gonna repeat those same failures over and over and over again. So I have 4 tips for you today to make it so that you don't have to worry that if you try again, you're just gonna end up and fail again. That you can be strategic about all of your different ways that you are trying to succeed. So let's dive right into these tips because I know these are going to be life-changing for when you're trying to achieve something big. So the first step to tackling failure, we've failed, we've fallen on our butt, it might be our first time, it might be our 100th time, but we haven't accomplished our goal. Okay, what are we supposed to do before we try again? The very first thing is you need to look at why you failed. This is the time to be brutally honest. This is not the time to rip yourself apart, but this is the time to look at the facts. I'll never forget doing my first ever pageant, and I was so sure that I was gonna win, I would have bet you money on it. So I bet you can believe how surprised, how hurt, how embarrassed I was when I didn't even place in this pageant. And so I remember after I cried and got over my embarrassment, I called up one of the ladies who was helping us with this pageant and I said, hey, I just need to know straight up, what did I do that made it so I didn't win? I want to do another pageant and I don't want to repeat these same mistakes, but honestly, I've looked at it, my family's looked at it, and I don't see where I went wrong. And so sometimes we have to look at things like that and say, where did I go wrong? And maybe we don't see it ourselves. But I remember this lady told me that I didn't know the pageant formula. That there were certain things that I did. It wasn't even who I was or my talent was fine. It was what I wore. I wasn't wearing a pageant dress. I was wearing a sparkly, beautiful prom dress, which is awesome, but it's not a pageant dress. So I get that the pageant example is a little bit silly, but is there something that you are understanding about maybe the formula for your success? Is there maybe a fundamental key that you've just left off and hey, throw that in there and you're ready to go? Look at why. Are you missing any pieces? The second step is to assess if you're gonna try again and how that try is gonna be different. Is it gonna be drastically different, like a 360, nothing looks the same to your last try? Or is it gonna be just the slightest little tweak? I remember for me in pageants, literally I bought 2 dresses and I was done. Same everything. And I won the next one. Over 2 dresses. I just had to figure out the formula. Now for you, it might be that you literally need to change one wording, one phrasing, one thing that you're doing. Maybe add a different practice. Maybe practice this in your routine to get it down better. Or maybe you need to try a totally different approach. Go to the total extreme and then pull it back. Decide what you're gonna change. The third step is to make those decisions very clear. Sometimes we talk about change and we're like, oh yeah, when I try again, I'm gonna do this. Well, if we aren't serious about that, if we don't really write it down or go after that, I bought that actual dress, I have it in my possession, then sometimes we forget and we just fall right back into the old routine. So this third step is to make sure that we have planned out what we're gonna change. Don't trust yourself to remember, don't trust yourself to, oh yeah, I'm gonna say this different line. Practice it, rehearse it, make sure you know what you're gonna do different. And the last step is to really assess why you even want this in the first place. I get that sometimes we get so in the thick of going after our goals and success that we kind of forget why. And we kind of wonder, is this even worth the pain, the frustration, all these different tries, the money, whatever it is you're investing? make sure that your why statement is strong and still relevant to you. Sometimes we get into things and realize that we no longer want them, or that it would require so much that the price isn't worth it. Make sure that this is still something that you want and want to go after. Now, if you do these things, these 4 steps of making sure that you know why you failed, you've assessed if you need to make a little change, a big change, you know what you're going to change and why you want it, then when you go and try again, you're going to be so much further ahead in the game. You're going to have the confidence of knowing that, like, hey, I have a shot at winning this because I'm not doing the same thing again. Right? Doing the same thing over and over and over is the definition of insanity when you're looking for a different result. You can expect different results when you do different things. So keep going, keep trying, and keep working on yourself and working towards these goals. Nothing's a failure if you're progressing. So always measure your progress against yourself in your last try. And of course, thank you so much for watching these videos. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. So